I am back with my new lesson for you from your textbook. We are going to see the second part of the second unit. The first poem in the sense written by Ruskin Bond, titled as Grandma Climbs a Tree. The introductory part we will see the filial love, the unconditional love of Ruskin Bond for his family. The poem shows Bond's ability to enjoy the unusual events and actions that happens in the family, because very rarely we see that children appreciate the unusual things happening in the family. Ruskin Bond was a person who had been seeing the respect of his father for his grandparents, and he brought this custom into his life too. In this poem we have a character. There are three characters in this poem. The first one is the grandmother. Then Ruskin Bond, the poet as a child. Then the father of Ruskin Bond. We are living in a typical world today where relations have no place almost, especially our old people. But in this lesson we will see how the people take care of their old members and how they give importance to their priorities. In this story we have grandmother of Ruskin Bond with an unusual quality in her, with an unusual skill that usually people won't appreciate, since she is a lady. If it would have been with a man, no problem, they may tolerate it. But for a lady, this is unusual and unacceptable. The skill of the lady was not that she was a mathematician, or she was a writer, or she was a scientist. The quality was that she had an expert climber of any tree of any size and any shape, any height. That was a quality. Actually, this is a matter of shame for the family. If we say that my grandmother is a tree climber, you may not say it outside. You may feel it ashamed. I mean, you may tell your grandmother, please don't do it. It is not good for a lady. It is not becoming a lady. This is not the work to be done by a lady. But in this poem, it is different. Though there were oppositions from the family members, they knew that it was her interest and her skill. So therefore, they did not stand as an impediment. They did not stand as a block. They did not oppose her. But they advised her to be careful, that's all. But in the present era, we see that the children do not allow their old people to do anything according to their way. They are almost kept like unwanted elements in the home. But Ruskin Bond says their relationship was very, very close. That was cemented in love. It was well set love. And here the story is, I will tell the story just to the students, please. The grandmother was an excellent tree climber. She could climb any kind of tree, any tall and any width tree, any kind of tree, branchless or branchful. And she had learned it from her brother when she was about 6 years old. And it's an unusual quality, girls, no, they won't even dare to climb a tree. But here, grandmother from her childhood took it as a career of life. and she wanted to become a tree climber. She wanted to become a climber of the tree, and she learned. And she became an expert. And it was a problem for, she was a genius, we called. When usually we call genius those who are excellent in their intelligence, is it not? But here the mother is called genius by Ruskin Bond because she was an excellent, sharp, unblemished, skilled person of climbing a tree. So the grandmother was advised by the parents, her children, Ruskin Bond's father, not to climb the tree because it can be a problem for you. One day you will fall and that will become a disastrous thing. Please try to avoid it. And not only that, it is shame for you to climb a tree because you are a lady. And the reply of the grandmother was that, if it is a shameful matter, I will grow shamelessly. I would prefer to grow shamelessly than living or giving up climbing the tree. That's my part of life. I will never give it up. Wherever I see a tree, I will climb because I know how to climb the tree. So she said that I will grow disgrace. It's a disgrace. The family member said, grandmother, please do stop. Ruskin Bond requested. Ruskin Bond's father said, mother, please don't do. It's a disgrace for our family. People shame us. People say, you have no shame. Your mother is a lady, woman climbing the tree. And the mother said, if climbing the tree is a disgraceful matter, I will prefer to grow up disgracefully. I will grow old disgracefully, and even I will die disgracefully, no problem. And the children had to give up because they loved the mother. They loved their grandmother very much. So they obliged to, and she kept on climbing the tree. And once it has happened, when she was passing through the city, she saw a tree and she climbed up quickly. It was very easy for her. She climbed up, reached on the top, but she could not come down. There begins the problem. Then the rescue team had to be called. They removed her from the tree with a lot of effort and got her admitted in the hospital. And there the doctor said, never to climb any tree again. You will risk your life. And when the mother came back from the hospital, the doctor said to her to take bed rest for a week without any movement. The children, they were very happy. Now at least everything is set. Mother is not going to climb any more tree because they might have scared her. She might have been scared. But it did not happen. When she came back from the home, discharged from the hospital, came home and lie down on the bed for a while and called her son and said, if you want to see me taking rest, make a home on the tree top. And look here, any child would have been scolded the mother. Any child would have been retorted the mother by saying no, could have been shouted at her. Ruskin Bond's father understood that it was his responsibility to fulfill the desire of his mother, and without wasting any time, he himself involved in making the hut on the tree, house on the tree, and he called a helper, and within no time on the tree top he made a house with doors and windows. And very soon the grandmother was shifted from the bed, from the room to the treetop. And it was a very pleasurable time for Ruskin Bond because he also got the chance to go up every day to the tree room, the treetop house, to provide meals to the grandmother. And this way, Ruskin Bond expresses his desire for keeping his family together. This is what the poem tells. And this made her so happy that she lived. She said, I would prefer a tree than a lift. In the lift, nothing to do. Stand and it will lift you up. But on the tree we had to climb. She said, I prefer to climb the tree. And Ruskin Bond's father was said to be a genuine son who really lived for making his parents happy. Any child would have refused to make a house on the treetop since she was 62 years old. 62 years old. How difficult it would be for a mother to climb the tree. But Ruskin Bond's father did not refuse to do anything against her, made a house on the treetop and made her happy. And you can imagine, the lady might have died very peacefully and thanking God for providing her with the good children. Thank you very much.